Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas and my pleasure. First show this week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh starts right now. So welcome, Dr. Sahab. How are you?
Thank you.
And
Very good.
a lot of people are feeling a sense of relief that 2020 is gone. How do you feel?
Well, I also the same echo the same feeling because 2020 was very horrible, very challenging pandemic year, which came after almost 100 years of such pandemic, and it make whole our life upside down. And so now 2020 is gone. We have now vaccine in our hand. I myself got the vaccine, and I'm sure in next couple of months everyone else will get it. And so I think that will be the end of the pandemic, and we'll go back to slowly to the normal life.
So now, Dr. Sahab, the whole world, as we are aware, is like literally global village. So UK situation and this new strain, how challenging do you see it for people residing in USA or India, or for that matter in other countries?
Well, I think it is challenging because the world is such a small world and interconnected. And as you can see that not only UK, but we have this variant virus infection is already here in New York, in California, and Colorado. And I understand that it can spread 5 times more faster than the old one, I mean, the original virus. And therefore, I'm sure there will be more new infection. So we have to be very vigilant. We have to follow the CDC guideline and fortunately, both the vaccines are equally effective against even the new virus or variant of the virus, and therefore nothing to worry about as long as we keep ourselves and follow the CDC guidelines.
So here's a question from a layman, and that is related to vaccine and its impact. So if someone is already positive, COVID positive, and then when they go for this vaccine, how does it work on their body?
Well, it says that vaccine, if someone is positive or someone has if it is positive and there's no symptoms, asymptomatic positive, then you can take the vaccine. There is no contraindication. But if someone had infection, active infection, symptomatic infection, and had COVID symptoms, then the person has to wait for at least 90 days before they get the vaccine. And person who has antibody cocktail treatment, if during the acute phase of their viral infection, then also they should wait 90 days before they should get the vaccine, because otherwise vaccine can give you very hyper response, and which can be give you the very serious reaction.
So now, just hypothetically thinking loudly, doctor, if there are many people with COVID-19 positive, then the overall exercise of getting vaccinated and still having some people around who might have the potential to spread it. So how is that likely to play out?
No, no. I think you are. I mean, one should not confuse between the positive COVID test and the COVID infection. If you have COVID disease or infection, then you have to wait for 3 months. But if you just have COVID positive test, doesn't mean that you have to wait for 3 months. Then you can go ahead and get the vaccine as like anyone else is getting vaccine. And then eventually those who had disease can also get the vaccine, but they can get vaccine after a few weeks.
Very nice. Now, as America succeeded in offering vaccine, same way India also have made in India vaccines. how do you see that in terms of India's overall progress in arriving at this solution, which is almost at par with developed nation like USA?
I think Indian government has done excellent work, and the Indian scientists have really came with the par with the Western world as far as the development of the vaccine is concerned. And again, as you know, that there are two vaccine is approved by government of India. One of them is made by AstraZeneca and Oxford. So that is that vaccine. We are going to have that vaccine again approved in next 2 to 3 weeks here in USA too. So it's very proven vaccine, scientifically produced vaccine. And same thing, the second vaccine, which Bharat Biotech in India has produced, that also a very proven vaccine. And again, it was, I think, connected with another vaccine in the Western world. So I think both the vaccines are hopefully equally good and will be effective.
And now moving towards another related issue, not exactly issue, but the main festival of Indian democracy, Republic Day of India, is on 26 January, and the guest who was invited and accepted is Prime Minister of Britain, Boris Johnson. And now, due to COVID surge, and he feels that he need to be present in his country, and he just now informed the Indian government and that he won't be able to uh, be present for India's Republic Day. How do you see this development? Which means India is not likely to have any major chief guest for the Republic Day parade.
Well, India should not even, I mean, of course, not only chief guest, but I would suggest that government of India should not do the parade even, because by doing the parade in the large scale, you are really becomes a big spreader for COVID infection. And still, India is not out of the woods, and should not be doing that. In my opinion, should be done that parade in different format, very low key, low profile, without any spectacles or without any audience. Otherwise, it's very risky to have that kind of vast parade with the thousands of people around on the both side of the road and all those things. It is not medically speaking, it is not advisable.
I think there was another event in 2020. Was it Republic Day or another, where you saw Prime Minister Modi with mask and others, and they maintained this social distance also. Probably they can do something like this. But the suggestion that you just now shared is exactly the same suggestion which has come from Congress leader Shashi Tharoor. He has also suggested to the Modi government not to observe Republic Day. But now here is another angle. We have this farmers' agitation happening, and there are thousands of people together on the street. And I mean, so you have to agitate, then
Yeah, but
you don't.
one thing wrong doesn't make second thing right. And
Absolutely.
and farmer agitation is not kind of orchestrated. I mean, put together or organized by government like agencies. It was partly spontaneous, partly not spontaneous, but it was not kind of there's no leadership, there's no guidance, nothing. So that is unfortunate part. But again, government of India should not do large scale parade. They should do can figure it out something, some kind of format where they did it in the 15th of
Okay.
August,
Yes.
where you can put the people, only invite only limited number of people, and put them in safe distance to each other, and do the different format of the parade.
Absolutely. And I think that makes total sense. And now let us try and make some sense here in America with your help. On 6th January, President Trump has announced he's going to address a rally, and he says that they will fight like hell, and there are whatever measures which they can take to stay in White House is the mood which is being conveyed through his tweets and through his speeches. How do you look at this overall scene?
Well, I mean, these challenges are at this stage probably it's too late, and it can be counterproductive for democracy at large. But at the same time, Constitution allows him to do what challenges what he's doing it. So nothing we can argue. But hopefully everything can settle down, resolved without much dragging on, and that can helps democracy, and then one can have inauguration of the next president.
Absolutely. And as we conclude today's session, there would be many, many challenges which are waiting for the new president. And one of them we will quickly touch is related to Iran situation. And Iran has again started working on its nuclear plan, breaking whatever understanding was developed in 2015. And Trump administration has not been very sort of friendly with Iran for multiple reasons. So, how do you see moving forward with President Biden about foreign policy of USA? Anything that comes to your mind?
I'm sure Biden probably the U.S. policy by Biden President Biden's administration will be probably more tandem with the other European allies, and they will work together hopefully, and they will do uh, kind of better coordination and better implementation of all the treaty. But don't forget that even in the Biden time also, there were a lot of war in the Middle East, and a lot of soldiers were at the arm length of the or at risk, and so even Obama, Biden sounded like very peaceful team, but there were a lot of bloodshed that time. So politics is different. It has its own momentum, and see how it works. We don't know, but overall, I think Biden administration will be more kind of will work with the other ally, Western ally, Germany and France and England and so forth, and will work it out some more peaceful negotiation with the Iran and resolve the problem.
Absolutely. Resolve the problem is the key. And as we wind up today's this week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh show, I have a request to you. As the new year has just started, your tip on anyone who aspires to succeed, what do you think could be a habit which might help anyone of any age group, which you feel that is generally uh, the mantra of success from your point?
Yes, dear friends, we are entering into 2021. 2020 is behind us. The COVID vaccine is here. We should thankful to God for that. Pandemic will be over, and but please continue following the CDC guideline. And New Year, I would highly recommend that to be successful, one should work very hard, be honest, be focused, and do not forget those who help you as you go up, and try to pull other people, those who needs help, upwards. And that's the way to behave in the life. And if everyone does or partly does about it, then I think world will be more wonderful. Thank you,
Absolutely.
and have a good day. God bless America. God bless India. Goodbye. See you.